Nobody told him it was going to feel like this. Nobody warned him that after everything, after the thousands of hours grinding in a frozen rink before the rest of the world woke up, after the injuries that should have ended it, after the competitions that tested every limit he thought he had, after standing on the highest podium in all of sport with an Olympic gold medal pressing cold against his chest, nobody told him that a baseball diamond in Los Angeles would be the place that finally made Ryuichi Kihara feel like a kid again. Nervous. Genuinely, authentically, heart-racing nervous. Not the controlled, professional nerves he has mastered over years of elite competition. Not the focused tension that an Olympian learns to channel into performance. This was different. This was the nervousness of a fan. A baseball boy standing inside his dream. And if you think that distinction does not matter, then you have never truly loved something the way Ryuichi Kihara loves baseball. This is the story of a night that the sports world is still talking about. A night that started as a ceremonial first pitch and became something that nobody who was there, nobody who watched the video, nobody who has ever cared about what sport can mean to a human being will ever forget. This is the story of May 25, 2026. This is the story of Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara at Dodger Stadium. And before this story ends, you are going to understand something about greatness that the highlight reels never show you. Let us begin with what you need to know if somehow, impossibly, you have not already heard of Riku. Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara are Japan's most celebrated figure skating pair. Together they achieved what generations of Japanese skaters before them could not. They stood at the Olympic Games and they won gold. Not silver. Not a feel-good fourth place with a gracious smile. Japan's first ever Olympic gold medal in pairs figure skating. Think about what that means for a second. An entire country, an entire sporting tradition, an entire generation of young Japanese kids who had watched the sport for years and never seen their flag at the very top. Miura and Kihara changed that permanently. They wrote their names into Japanese sports history in a way that cannot be undone, cannot be rewritten, and will be told and retold long after both of them have retired and gray hair has replaced the discipline that currently keeps them at the summit of their sport. They are legends. Right now, in real time, while they are still competing, still performing, still making the world gasp, they are already legends. And yet none of that is what made Ryuichi Kihara nervous on the evening of May 25, 2026. What made him nervous was a baseball. Here is what the world tends to miss about elite athletes. The world sees the medals and the performances and the composure under pressure and the flawless execution in the moments that matter most, and it constructs a version of these people that is more symbol than human. It turns them into archetypes. The champion, the warrior, the relentless competitor who feels no doubt and knows no fear. And that version is not entirely wrong. To perform at that level, you must develop a relationship with pressure that most people will never understand. But it is incomplete. Because underneath the Olympian, underneath the world champion, underneath the person who has trained their nervous system to perform when everything is on the line, there is still a person. A person who grew up somewhere. A person who fell in love with something before they were ever great at anything. A person who has a favorite team, a favorite player, a memory of watching a game as a child and feeling something so alive and so electric that they never completely lost it, no matter how many years passed or how many trophies got added to the shelf. Ryuichi Kihara grew up with baseball in his blood. Not metaphorically. Literally in his blood, in the rhythm of his childhood, in the specific emotional texture of watching the Chunichi Dragons play in Nagoya. The Chunichi Dragons, for those who need the context, are not just a baseball team. In Nagoya, they are an institution, a civic religion, the kind of team whose games people organize their lives around, whose wins and losses genuinely affect the mood of a city, whose history is woven into the identity of a region. Kihara is from that world. He carries it with him. He never put it down. And when the invitation came to throw the ceremonial first pitch at Dodger Stadium, the baseball boy inside the Olympic champion woke up and started pacing. Riku Miura, for her part, told the world something remarkable about her partner in the lead-up to that evening. She said Kihara had been helping her practice her baseball throw. Not because he was assigned to help her. Not because some PR team arranged a training session. Because he is genuinely good at throwing a baseball. Because he knows the mechanics. Because he cared about this night the way you only care about things that go deep. He helped her prepare not as an Olympic partner fulfilling a professional obligation but as a baseball-loving man who wanted the woman he trusts most in the world to be ready for a moment he had privately been dreaming about. That detail, small, quietly tucked into an interview, the kind of detail that gets lost in the bigger headline, is the whole soul of this story. He practiced with her. He showed her how to throw. He cared. Dodger Stadium on a May evening is one of the most beautiful sports venues on the planet. That is not opinion. It is the consensus of anyone who has ever sat in those stands and watched the California sky turn from blue to pink to deep purple above the San Gabriel Mountains while 60,000 people fill the air with noise and the smell of stadium food and the specific electricity of a crowd that genuinely believes its team can win on any given night. The stadium sits in Chavez Ravine, elevated above the city, looking out over Los Angeles the way a throne looks out over a kingdom. It has been home to some of the most historic moments in American baseball. And in recent years, it has become something more than just an American institution. It has become a meeting point for Japanese sports culture and American baseball culture in a way that feels like something that was always meant to happen but needed the right people to make it real. Shohei Ohtani made Dodger Stadium the epicenter of the baseball universe when he signed his historic contract. Yoshinobu Yamamoto brought with him the pedigree of Japanese pitching excellence. Roki Sasaki crossed the Pacific carrying the expectations of a nation and began writing the next chapter of his extraordinary story in Dodger Blue. Japanese fans in Los Angeles, Japanese broadcasts covering every game, Japanese names on the back of jerseys selling out across both countries. Dodger Stadium became a bridge. And on May 25, 2026, Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara walked across that bridge and the stadium welcomed them the way it welcomes everyone who arrives there carrying something real. Before the pitch, there were meetings. This is the part of the story that does not make the viral video but lives in the memory of the people who experienced it. Miura and Kihara met Dave Roberts, the manager who has turned the Los Angeles Dodgers into a back-to-back World Series dynasty, the man whose tactical mind and emotional intelligence have built a culture of excellence that the rest of baseball studies and envies. They met Roki Sasaki, young, brilliant, carrying more pressure per pound than almost any pitcher in the sport, throwing with a combination of technique and courage that makes scouts run out of superlatives. And they met Yoshinobu Yamamoto, whose command on a baseball mound has the kind of quiet authority that you usually only see in people who have spent years learning exactly who they are and decided they are perfectly comfortable with the answer. These meetings were not arranged photo opportunities. They were genuine. And Miura and Kihara made no attempt to pretend otherwise. They said directly, with the honest simplicity of people who have no interest in performing emotions they do not feel, "This was our first time meeting them. They are so busy. We were really happy that they made time for us." Athletes know what it costs to give time when you are at that level of professional demand. They know the currency of attention in a life built entirely around focus and preparation. And when someone at the peak of that world chooses to give you a portion of their evening before a major league game, you feel the value of it. Miura and Kihara felt it. And the people watching could see that they felt it. Then came the moment. The ceremonial first pitch. The tradition. The ritual that is somehow both casual and deeply loaded. Casual because it happens before every game, loaded because everyone in that stadium and everyone who will ever watch the video knows that this is the moment where you either deliver or you don't. And here is where Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara made a decision that separates them from every single other celebrity, athlete, politician, musician, or public figure who has ever walked to that mound. Instead of doing it the normal way, instead of simply standing, throwing, waving, walking away, they asked themselves the question that defines everything they do. They asked, how do we make this ours? The answer was immediate. The answer was obvious. The answer was the only possible answer for two people who have spent years learning that their greatest strength is not their individual talent, but their partnership. Kihara lifted Miura. He performed the chair lift, the move they have executed countless times on ice, The move where the lifted partner appears to sit suspended in the air above the lifter's head as if gravity simply decided to make an exception for them tonight. He performed it on the grass of Dodger Stadium. And Miura, elevated above the field, released a baseball toward home plate. The crowd reacted the way crowds react when they witness something they have never seen before and understand immediately that they will never see again. Not like this. Not here. Not these two people, in this place, doing this thing that is somehow both completely surprising and completely inevitable at the same time. When they were asked afterward where the idea came from, Miura and Kihara gave the answer that has since been quoted everywhere the story has traveled. The answer that is quietly one of the most profound things any athlete has said in recent memory. They said, "If we are a pair, this is the only way to do it." Read those words slowly. Sit with them. If we are a pair, this is the only way to do it. What they are saying is not simply that they chose a creative approach to a ceremonial moment. What they are saying is that their identity as a partnership is not something they wear in the rink and remove when they leave. It is not a competitive strategy that applies to ice and stops applying everywhere else. It is who they are. At the foundation, in the bones, in the automatic, unthinking, completely natural way that they approach any situation together. They are a pair on the ice. They are a pair in an interview. They are a pair in a Dodger Stadium parking lot. They are a pair when nobody is watching, and they are a pair when 60,000 people and every camera that MLB owns are pointed directly at them. They do not have an off switch for partnership, because the deepest partnerships never do. Now stop and think about what Kihara was actually doing in that moment. Because it is easy, dangerously easy, to watch the video and see only the spectacle of it, the visual drama of a person lifted above a baseball field, and miss what is happening underneath. Kihara was doing what he always does. He was being the foundation. He was being the one who makes the extraordinary possible by doing the essential thing, the less visible thing, the thing that does not get the headline, with total precision and total commitment. He had to plant his feet on unfamiliar ground. Grass, not ice. A surface his body does not know the way it knows a frozen rink. He had to summon the same physical mastery, the same structural strength, the same complete reliability that he has built across years of training, and deliver it without a single rehearsal on that specific surface, in that specific environment, with a stadium watching, with no margin for error, with his partner's safety and their shared moment entirely in his hands. And he did it, without hesitation, without visible effort, the way masters do things, making the impossible look like the most natural thing in the world. There is a concept in sports performance that coaches and psychologists talk about called transfer of excellence. The idea is that the discipline, the mental toughness, the physical intelligence, the ability to perform under pressure, these qualities do not stay neatly contained within the sport you develop them in. They travel with you. They show up in other contexts. They manifest in the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to challenge, the way you rise to a moment that has no playbook because it has never happened before. Ryuichi Kihara demonstrated transfer of excellence on that baseball field in a way that no textbook could have scripted. He took everything he has built across a lifetime of athletic dedication and he brought it to a completely foreign stage, and he delivered. Not because the moment was easy, because he has done the work that makes hard moments manageable. Because he is an Olympian even when he is standing on grass instead of ice. Because excellence, when it is real, goes with you everywhere. Riku Miura threw that baseball. That sentence is simple and it carries enormous weight. She practiced for it. She asked her partner to help her prepare. She took a ceremonial moment seriously enough to put genuine effort into being ready for it. And then lifted 6 feet above the grass of the most iconic baseball stadium in America, she released the ball. There is a kind of quiet bravery in that. Not the bravery of facing down a competitor in the final moments of an Olympic program. She has done that, she knows that bravery well. This was a different kind. The bravery of being seen doing something outside your comfort zone. The bravery of being a world-class figure skater who is now, temporarily, publicly, a baseball pitcher. The bravery of trusting your partner completely, not just to hold you physically, but to hold the moment, to hold the energy of it, to make it work, while you focus on the small, specific, terrifying task of throwing a ball accurately in front of an enormous crowd. She trusted Kihara. Completely. Absolutely. The way you only trust someone after years of being caught. What happened after the video went live was the internet doing what the internet almost never does with sincerity. It reacted with joy. Pure, uncomplicated, cross-cultural joy. People who do not follow figure skating watched it. People who have never been to Japan watched it. People who care nothing about the Chunichi Dragons or the Dodgers or ceremonial first pitches in Major League Baseball watched it and felt something. They felt the partnership in it. They felt the creativity of it. They felt the athletic mastery deployed in a completely unexpected context. They felt the nervousness behind it, because you could see it in Kihara, if you watched closely, in the way he carried himself before the lift, in the quality of focus on his face that is the face of someone who cares very much about getting this right. The internet found something real and it recognized it as real and it shared it because real things, in a world drowning in performance and curation and manufactured moments, are the rarest commodity there is. Dodger Stadium has hosted legendary first pitches. It will host more, but it has never hosted one like this and it never will again. Because the chairlift on the grass of Dodger Stadium belonged to one specific evening, one specific pair, one specific baseball-loving Olympic champion who stood on that field and felt everything all at once. The nervousness and the joy and the gratitude and the love of a sport he has carried since childhood and the pride of a partnership that has survived everything the world has thrown at it and emerged stronger on the other side of all of it. That convergence of feelings will not happen again for anyone else. It happened once. Ryuichi Kihara and Riku Miura made it happen. And they made it happen by being, as they always are, completely and irreducibly themselves. The legacy of this night is not the viral video, as beautiful as that video is. The legacy is the story underneath the video. The legacy is the baseball boy who never stopped being a baseball boy even as he became one of the greatest figure skaters alive. The legacy is the partner who helped him practice her throw because he cared about doing this right. The legacy is the pair who looked at a completely unfamiliar stage and did not ask how they should adapt to fit it. They asked how they could bring everything they are into it. The legacy is 12 words that are now permanently part of sports history. If we are a pair, this is the only way to do it. Champions are built in rinks and stadiums and tracks and courts, but they reveal themselves everywhere else. In the ways they treat the moments that do not count toward any ranking. In the ways they show up for each other when no medal is on the line. In the nervousness they allow themselves to feel and the joy they allow themselves to express when they are standing inside a childhood dream on a warm California evening with 60,000 people watching and a baseball in their partner's hand and the whole beautiful weight of what they have built together lifting both of them higher than any chairlift ever could. Ryuichi Kihara was nervous that night. The baseball boy was nervous. And that nervousness, honest, unguarded, completely human, was the most powerful thing he has ever shown the world.